What's up, sports fans? I'm Casey Vileta.
I'm at Angio.
And this is Real Sports. This episode, we'll run down the records of each in-season RB spring team, as well as break down the standings in the MLB season and preview the upcoming NHL and NBA playoffs. So, Matt, let's talk about the spring teams.
Yeah, so baseball, they're 7-3-1 right now. We got the sophomores, and by the way, that was the varsity baseball team. We got the sophomores at 5-1. The freshmen are 1-1 right now.
A lot of games getting rained out. It's been a pretty rainy spring season in Illinois.
Yeah, it's Chicago weather.
Yeah, not too good.
Softball, we got them at 6-3. That's the
they were doing pretty darn good beginning of the season, 6-3.
Junior varsity's at 3-1. The freshmen at 4-0. That's a pretty good start to early season. Soccer varsity at 2-2.
Yeah, a lot of rainouts. They've had at least 3 or 4 rained out this start off their season.
Mm-hmm. And soccer, that was the varsity. Then we got junior varsity at 4-1. They're on a 4-game winning streak.
Start off the season on a loss, and they've not looked back since.
And the freshmen's at 2-1. And now we're gonna go into the varsity volleyball team.
Yeah, they're pretty impressive.
10-2, 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, that's pretty good for the volleyball. They're always good at RB this year, but 8-game winning streak, pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, definitely. And the sophomores at 4-5, and the freshmen at 5-7. So
they got some work to do. Yeah, but they got some good varsity coaches up there. That 10-2 record, pretty darn good.
Yeah, we got the boys water polo at varsity 5-1-1, and junior varsity at 1-1-1, and the girls varsity at 7-10.
This is for water polo still?
Yes, this is still water polo. Junior varsity at 2-7-1.
They got some work to do, but I think they'll get the wins back up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then badminton, that's a really big sport to talk about, Matt. All 3 teams undefeated. Give us the breakdown.
Yeah, that's a varsity team at 6-0, junior varsity at 5-0, and then the freshmen's at 3-0.
And then last but not least, we got to talk about track and field, who, again, the rain's been stopping them a little bit from all their meets. But what did they do at the last meet, Matt?
Let's see. Lulu Keene took second at the RB invite.
Well, yeah, she did pretty good at the invite. And then as a squad, they hosted the RB invite last Saturday here at the Kenley Athletic Complex. They took second place as a squad. Totally, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah,
and
really good.
That's it for this segment, talking about spring sports. But don't change the channel, because when we come back, we're going to preview the NHL and NBA postseason, as well as talk about the beginning of the MLB season. Welcome back to Real Sports. I'm Casey Vileta.
I'm at Angio.
And here on this segment, we're going to discuss first of all, we're going to talk about the NHL playoffs, and later we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs and the MLB. So, Matt, let's talk about the Blackhawks.
Yes, so we got the Blackhawks, and we got some highlights, 2016-2017 season. Blackhawks are first in their Central Division. They are 50-23-9 with a total of 109 points, and they definitely clinched the first seed in the Western Conference, and they have the 3rd best record in the NHL versus Nashville in round 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that kicks off tonight in Chicago. They're home throughout the entire playoffs as long as they stay alive, and they ended the season kind of shaky. 3 wins, 3 losses, 4 overtime losses. Not too good, but when they're home, they're a good team. 26 wins, 10 losses at home.
Yeah, and of course, Patrick Kane, the man, 34 goals. He leads the team still. 55 assists, also leads the team in that. And he has a total of 89 points. You just add those up together, and that's another.
Still leads the team. Yeah.
And they got 5.
Yeah, he personally had 5 game-winning goals this year. Those come in handy during the playoffs. Kane's against LA. Years past, he's always had a game-winning goal.
And then, of course, Panarin, the rookie, 31 goals, 43 assists, and 74 points total.
Sophomore this year. He's in no sophomore slump for him.
Jonathan Toews, 21 goals, 37 assists, and 58 points total. And of course, the man in the net, Corey Crawford, 32 and 18 with 2 shutouts.
Yeah, and you got any predictions for the Hawks? They got Nashville round 1.
Nashville, a very tough team. I always like to think of Chicago going against Boston because I don't know, for some reason I like that rivalry. But I think Nashville and Chicago have definitely built up that kind of arch nemesis kind of state of mind.
In 2013 and 2015, both years the Hawks won the Stanley Cup. They beat Nashville. in those series, and they're playing Nashville now. So, coincidence. But personally, I think the Hawks will beat Nashville.
And of course,
and then I think round 2, they're going to lose to the St. Louis Blues, a team that they've beat many times in the past. And I think the St. Louis Blues are going to upset the Hawks in round 2.
I don't know. St. Louis is, I will admit, they like to crash the boards. They are very tight on the glass. But Chicago has that mentality, like during the regular season, they are somewhat of a high caliber team, but as soon as it comes to the playoffs, they are a championship team. That's how it is. And of course, now we're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls. Wade made his surprise early comeback.
Yeah, we thought he was going to be out for the season there.
And they played against the Brooklyn Nets last night. And currently, the Bulls are 40-41.
I think the end of the season.
39-41 currently, and they are in the 8th seed.
The end of the season 40. Did they end of the season 500, Matt? 41-41.
40.
I think they're 40-42. That was the final record. 40-42.
Might have been. Yeah.
But last night was kind of weird because they had to win. If they win, they were in. If they won and the Pacers lost, they were going to have the 7th seed. That didn't happen. The Bulls were going to have the 8th seed against the number 1 seed Boston Celtics, a team that the Bulls split 4 games with this year.
Yeah, in Boston, of course, Isaiah Thomas, that man.
He's a fourth quarter clutch. Yeah.
He's the man on the mission.
I think all 4 games went to overtime too against the Celtics this year. Something to note.
And of course, the Bulls get past Boston somehow. There's a predicted 20% chance that there's going to be a round 1 upset for Boston. Of course, you got that 80% right there saying that the Bulls are going to completely get killed.
But when you have Jimmy Butler scoring 24 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, and almost 6 assists, Dwayne Wade, when he's good and healthy, 19 points per game, and then Mirotic, you love him. He's got almost 11 points per game, and then Robin Lopez picking up just over 6 rebounds per game. They got a good team. Personally, I really don't want to see in the playoffs. I don't want to see another Warriors versus Cavaliers championship. I do think the Warriors will win the Western Conference, but I do think the Boston Celtics are gonna win the Eastern Conference, and eventually the NBA title over the Golden State Warriors in 7.
Well, actually, I agree with you. As much as I love Chicago, I would love to see Boston get another championship and add it to that realm of championships, with Larry Bird and all of them, Kevin McHale. And of course, now we're going to talk about your favorite team.
No, we're not, man. We're not. Baseball is back. It's in full bloom. It's week 2 of baseball here, and we got to talk about everyone's bandwagon team right now. We're going to talk about the Cubs. 5-2 right now, start off the year. They lost actually last night to the Dodgers. They're 5-3 now. Their first series, they were at the rival Cardinals. They won that series 2 games out of 3. Then they played rival Milwaukee in Milwaukee, won 2 out of 3 there. And, they raised the banner on Monday. That was 41,000 were there at Wrigley Field to watch that. They won on a walk-off. Anthony Rizzo, everyone's second favorite player on the team, with the walk-off win, as you see here. But, they won the banner. They rose the banner. They got their rings.
Yeah, they got the rings.
Now it's a new season that's not. Don't have to keep going back to 2016. Let's look in the forward now.
Yeah, let's look towards the Chicago White Sox.
But first, let's know. It's a few Cubs players that are doing good. Kyle Schwarber's got 2 home runs on the year. Wilson Contreras, another catcher, he's got a home run, 5 RBIs this year, and team leader in hits is Addison Russell with 11 hits this year. But in 2 starts, Jake Arrieta 2-0 with a 2.08 ERA. Kyle Hendricks and John Lackey both have a win, and the team looks pretty solid. 5-3, not too bad after 8 games. Then we have the White Sox, who they started the year kind of rough. Their attendance, it's up there, 10,000 attendance per game. It's pretty good. They started off at home at guaranteed rate field. Some rainouts. They split between the Tigers 1-1. Then they lost the series against surprisingly good Minnesota Twins. But let's hear some of the stats, man.
Yeah, so like you said, tied series 1-1 with Detroit Tigers. They lost the series 2-1 versus Minnesota. Evansil Garcia, 11 hits. He's got a .474 batting average right now.
That all leads the team. The Sox, again, they have a 3-5 record right now. So flip the Cubs record, you have the Sox record.
He's got 1 home run and 5 RBIs.
Giovanni Soto, someone the Sox picked up in free agency, he's got 3 hits this year. There's 3 hits. All of them are home runs. So let's put Giovanni Soto out there to bat.
Yeah, that's I'd say maybe designated hitter.
Maybe. And they got some pitchers. James Shields, Miguel Gonzalez, Derek Holland. They all have been great this year. James Shields last year he had 16 losses, but this year he's still yet to lose.
Yeah.
But Sox are looking pretty good. I still think, sadly, in my brain, I know the Cubs will be better. In my heart, I think the Sox will be better.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I got Sox blood pumping through my veins.
But from here in Studio B, that's it for us in Real Sports. I'm Casey Vileta.
I'm Matt Angio.
We'll see you tomorrow.